I have never played Outer Wilds before. I know nothing about it. I didn't read the description. I was surprised to see that it's an Epic Games exclusive, so it's not early access, right? It just isn't on Steam yet. Also, there was a comment recently on YouTube. I'm going to add this to my opening spiel. I usually like to say what I know about a game and how blind I am. In addition to being blind for Outer Wilds, I also run a pretty tight ship when it comes to spoilers. Ship with a P. So chat. Lots of people in chat are moderators. They will clear chat if somebody spoils something. And they also are able to discuss things using an exclamation point hide command, which if you're watching this in the future on YouTube, you won't see those messages, and I am not seeing those messages. So if you're tuning into this for a blind playthrough and you see, oh god, there's a chat, he's going to get everything spoiled for him, don't worry. Generally doesn't happen because we've got a pretty vigilant chat. Let's go ahead and get started. Outer Worlds, which confuses me with what's that old school adventure game. It's got like it's on the Super Nintendo. Anyway, I don't know what kind of genre this game is either. I just bought it because it's a sub-block game. It's also on the voting spreadsheet, so we are gonna play it till we beat it at some point. Out of This World, thank you, sir. I gave you very little information and you knew what I was talking about. I appreciate it. Music's cool so far. It's kind of quiet. Let's see if I can crank it a bit. I've actually gotten to the point where I try not to even boot games up to like test video and audio beforehand, just in case there's interesting stuff in the opening screen. Jetpack Boost. Okay, that tells me a lot about what kind of game this might be. English, normal, freeze time while reading, shiplog conversations. I guess I want that on all the time, but I don't know why it matters yet. Sensitivity, graphics, full screen. This all looks great. New expedition. Wake up, grab a brush, put on a little makeup. Whoa, that's cool. I like having you start by looking straight up, and they want you to see you're not on Earth, I think, right? That's a good way to do it. Hello. I like the graphics in this game. They had a cool stylized look to them. This is an indie title, right? Pilot. It's launch day. Only yesterday you joined the space program, and suddenly here you are leaving on your first solo voyage. It's a Banjo-Kazooie version of that song. Sure you fixed the retro rockets? Removes animations. Oh, okay. Oh, he's an alien buddy. Okay, that's cool. Gotcha, thank you. Where are the launch codes again? Horn Cells has a launch code, should be up at the observatory. I'm starting to think they live there. How's the ship looking? There's a spare oxygen tank to be used as an extra combustion chamber. What does that do? Taking a regular second stage booster and strapping a bigger rocket onto it. Isn't that great? How safe would you say this thing is? Perfect 10. Unless you're factoring in pilot error, in which case it's about 4. A mission once I'm in space. That's cool. Certainly didn't know this was like kind of a sci-fi setting. The title made me just imagine being in the woods. Friend Hal in the observatory is waiting to see you off. Okie doke. I can jump. Okay. I have to press and hold. That's interesting. Oh, weird. I'm getting some frame skipping. This is a really good machine, so let me see if there's something I can do to improve that. Or I could just deal with it if it's not solvable. No, I never played Firewatch. I've heard of it. Shadows sometimes make you poop to bed. I like good shadows. Hello. Hey, it's you. I'm gonna change your mind. I'm gonna practice the pro before I leave. Try to land in one of the geyser pools. Oh, that's cool. Yep, that feels like controlling a drone. Up and down thrust, okay. I see. Might not be what they mean. I feel like this game's music so far. Land on a wall, the geysers coming out, maybe. The beginning made me suspect this may have been more like a walking simulator or adventure game, but it's kind of cool that you've already got a mechanic like this one here. So is he going to give it to me? Nice. Okay. Looks like I got credit for it. Howdy, cool alien people. Hatchling, leaving us to seek adventure amongst the stars. Bottle the good stuff. Good stuff is less delicious sap wine and more daunting digestive challenge. True Hearthian, okay. I like the way they introduce this setting. No, I mean, I kind of see what Epic is trying to do. As much as I like having everything in one place with Steam, I get kind of nervous having everything in one place with Steam. And it's a good way for them to build their library, build their customer base, and also to fund some of these games. I'm sure a lot of these games are only getting made because they're getting a big cash infusion from Epic for temporary exclusivity. Postcards from orbit. Vector is linked to our Sky Shutter satellite, which is currently orbiting Timber Hearth. Satellite's equipped with 2 onboard cameras. See if you can take a snapshot of our village. Oh, that's kind of cool. So it's just moving all the time, depending on how long I wait. So that's interesting. Given the option in the menu about time passing, this seems to suggest that passage of time is relevant. This could also be a fairly small planet. Looks like a picture of the village. Stuff here. Howdy. Launch day, huh? How's it to miss you? Apart from the ship's launch room's getting old. About something on the new, less flammable one? Launchpad is flammable? You didn't realize that? Would definitely be fine for yours, probably. I'm gonna see if I can turn a couple more options down here. Usually don't have to do this, but what are you gonna do? Hey there, Space Cadet. You're leaving the crater today. Any of the other travelers up there, remind them to take proper care of their instruments. Tell me about their instruments. Oh, literal instruments. Okay. Feldspar's harmonica. Feldspar's been missing for a long time. Okay. It's interesting they use a non-gendered pronoun to refer to Feldspar. Launch your signal scope and track them down. Every time a Hearthian leaves for outer space, there's one less musician in our orchestra. Where's the observatory? It's questions like that that make us worried about you going up into space on your own, you know. Behind the waterfall. Okay. This game seems cute so far, I'm digging it. I like how they just throw you into it, too. Howdy. Are all these villagers named after, like, minerals? It isn't my favorite troublemaker. And Moraine is one, I think, technically, right? Use your signal scope? Sure, let's play. The enemy will hide with these radios, and you'll use your signal scope to find us. Last one to be found wins. Close your eyes and start counting. It's interesting that this game recommends a controller. Oh, that's cool. It's set to a specific frequency for solving this puzzle, it looks like. Ah! And then the hero died? Oh wait, maybe I'm fine. Doesn't seem to be that kind of game. Okay. Can't jump terribly high. My experience, you'll have some luck following the signs that say observatory. What's up? I generally prefer controller on stream if possible, just because I don't have to play hunched over in front of the camera, tic-tacking on the... I mean, I guess you can still hear sounds of me hitting the stick, but it's a little bit less obnoxious. It's a cool mechanic. This side quest is meant to teach me that there's little jumping puzzles I can find in the town. Ways that I can reach stuff through climbing and falling. I can check, hold on. It looks like Chatty died a second ago, so it may have disconnected in a moment. Oh shoot, I gotta pause it real quick. My little girl I'm babysitting is crying. Back from checking on the little girl I'm babysitting, playing the game, searching for the other kid. Now, Teffer's the one I already found, right? It just continues to track that signal because I've already discovered it. It just labels it instead of saying unknown. I like mechanical keyboards, so sorry if it was frustrating. Do what I can. Hello. Thanks for playing with us. It's a fun little mini-game at the beginning to teach you to try jumping around on things and see what you can find. So I thought it was nighttime before. Did time pass while I was paused? Or just the day-night cycle is pretty quick on this game. Fishing rhyme. Singing helps me pass the time. Big water planet, Giant's Deep, that's where I'd go. Why is that? Another ship easily enough in the waves, it couldn't see too far down. Everyone wanted to see what lay beneath the surface, they decided to travel deeper. They traveled down and down. Suddenly Gabbro couldn't go any further. Just pausing dramatically. So exercising a will of its own, the water was refusing to let Gabbro go any deeper. It held Gabbro back, so they were trying to protect him from something. Tentacle of a hideous beast. Is there sapline involved? Ah! That's what he said anyway. Or at least they didn't say he. Looks like they're using names and they. Maybe there are no gendered pronouns in this culture. Spinal is also a mineral. I like creative scaffolding like that. Behind the waterfall. Arcos. Hi, astronauts. Magic ghost matter inside this fence. So bigger when they were a hatchling because ghost matter evaporates. Takes a super long time to go away. There's still ghost matter in the village when I'm a grown-up. Ghost matter is awesome. Ghost matter is super cool. It'll burn the heck out of you. Ghost matter is how Tektite lost her foot. Their foot. Yeah, I pick up on that usually from a narrative perspective. People will do it sometimes in order to disguise the gender of a character when it's relevant. For example, there's a sequence in Star Wars The Force Awakens where they're talking about Kylo Ren in the third person, and they do so in this really awkward way of phrasing everything that kind of tips you off that it must be significant. Hey, it's Moraine. Hello, astronaut. What are you up to? But I kind of like that here it's not disguising anything, it's just that there are no gendered pronouns. Using my signal scope to pick up sounds from distant planets. Set to the Outer Wilds Adventures frequency so I can pick up the Traveler's music. Oh, that's kind of cool. Brittle Hollow, it sounds like it's a different planet. Huh. That's pretty sweet. Oh, I love it. All these little tiny planets everywhere. It's pretty great. Oh wow, it's a small enough planet you can see the whole sky moving around you. That's kind of cool. I guess you can see that on Earth too, but it's much slower than that, right? See it with time-lapse. It's like a Mario Galaxy world, potentially. I love all the little, like, sub-mechanics that we've run into in this game so far. That's pretty cool. Inside this fence is a pocket of ghost matter, a strange and impossibly cold substance that's invisible to the naked eye. The good news is you can detect ghost matter with a camera. Moving through ghost matter is painful and will probably kill you. Okay. Explains why there's this camera here. That's very cool. Okay. 0G Cave. Yeah, your old flight coach before you launch. I've got 0G training set up if you want a refresher. Yeah, okay, I'll do that real quick. What's up? Nerves getting the better of you? You aren't nervous for your first flight. Are you kidding? I'm a natural at this. Your nerves are between you, me, and the vast endlessness of space. Oh, is it Spinel? Dude, most of my awareness of the names of minerals comes from playing video games and different grades of mining materials. I don't think I've heard most of those words read aloud. Unpaired satellite coming up. Good to know. I have a lot of words like that in my head that I have read many times and understand the meaning of, but haven't ever heard aloud. Spinel is like a pinkish red gemstone, isn't it? Flashlight, oh, that's cool. This is pretty. I really like the graphical style of this game so far. 0G's Cave. Suit up. Oh. Good little HUD. This lead is misled. I had a friend that pronounced Segway as Sieg. He had to say it a couple times before I understood what he was saying. Yo. Tough. Very good. Get some 0G time in. Fine, great and fine. You don't look fine. I hate that cave, so I don't know why you're making me talk about it. Whoa. Yeah, so I think in my head, you know, like I said, I try to avoid reading anything about these games if I can get away with it. Just try to go and click I. But I imagine that this was going to be like a walking simulator. Something about the title made me think of games like Out of This World and Firewatch, which I haven't played. But I kind of dig like the level of exploration you have and the number of different control mechanisms they've added for things like the drone earlier. Roll 0 of 3 repaired. Oh golly, yeah, that's weird. Okay. See why they give you a place to train it. Press to lock on. Match velocity. Oh, that's convenient. Pair satellite node. Thank you for the velocity match button, game. That helps a lot. So maybe I can use sound maybe to find them here. I could see this becoming part of the core gameplay loop, flying around like this. Hello. Fuel is an issue, okay. 50% fuel remaining. Training simulation complete. Okay. Hey, thanks, Donovan. Give me 1 sec to play this song. I think I shut it off a second ago. Now it's still off. Oh gosh, get out. I see, so I transitioned from 0G to some G. Give me the dirt.
Thanks, appreciate that.
I saw something crash outside the village crater. That's new and different. Is anything on fire? Ah. How have you been, Donovan? Now am I automatically dumping the suit behind me? Okay, glad I looked down. Confirm that I do have feet, and I am one of these alien people. I had no reason to suspect otherwise, but... Go. Try to hit anything big. With the launch coach in the observatory and get out of here already. I also, for some reason, probably unfair to the game, assumed that this was the sort of game that you couldn't die in, but I now have at least 2 things that suggest strongly otherwise, but I suppose we'll see. Whoa. That's cool. Dig that. See? I don't know what this game is just yet. I've only been playing it for a little bit. Don't think I've made it past the tutorial. I assume it involves exploring tiny Mario Galaxy planets that orbit nearby this one. Outer Wilds Ventures, founding members, clockwise from top left, Hornfels, Ghost Sun, Slate, and Feldspar. This was the first Hearthian to be intentionally launched into space. Intentionally. I love all the names in this game so far. Planets all have very descriptive names. This remarkably intact statue was carved in a Nomai, an ancient species who dwelled in our solar system thousands of years ago. That's not going to be important. The decorative jewelry that has been carved as part of the antlers. Although the artifacts and structures have been found on almost every planet, no idea where the species came from or what happened to them. The Ancients! One of my favorite sci-fi tropes. My favorite astronaut. Launch day at last, huh, buddy? Some translator tools in inaugural flight. Ooh, translate any Nomai text you want. Do not break it. I'm terrified. Hatchlings, okay. Heard hatchling earlier. Here to see the new Nomai statue? Of course. So you wish you could see what a real live Nomai looks like, but I guess this is as close as we'll ever get. They had fur. Fur is weird. I know, right? It's from Giant's Deep. I think we established that's the water planet. Crazy old and super tough. Think I'll discover anything cool in space? Maybe you'll solve the mysteries of the Nomai, or you'll find a new kind of rock or something. As long as they don't have any naming safety equipment after you, I'm sure you'll have done a great job. I am a hatchling in the context of this game. And Pikmin, apparently. Oof. Balls move on their own. The ground is perfectly level. What do you think causes this spooky motion? The answer is the moon. As it orbits our planet, the Attlerock's gravity pulls on objects from different directions. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's small enough that that effect is measurable. I dig it. It's like, I like how you come in here and you're like, oh god, it's one of those, mystery houses, mystery rooms. You're like, nope, we're going to explain it scientifically immediately. The text is linear. Nomai text often branches off from a central point. Oh, it's kind of like the language in movie Arrival. Each branch tends to be written by a different author. We're nearly ready. Felix and I have finished construction. She says calibrating the device won't take long. That's cool. Fortunately, the Attlerock's lack of atmosphere will make calibration simple. This is a really cool setting. I'm digging it so far. Oh yeah, Arrival's like, I think, in my list of basically perfect movies. Am I born in our solar system, or are they born among other stars and planets? We should 100% see it, Breaker. I'm not far enough in this game to really know what it's about, but just based on this exhibit area, I think you would dig it. Here are parts of the Nomai skeleton. You can tell from their skulls that they possessed antlers and, quite unusually, only 3 eyes. Only 3 eyes. The Nomai body was most likely adapted for living exclusively on land. Differences in the Nomai's anatomy, such as their shockingly fragile bone structure, shows that the Hearthians couldn't have descended from Nomaian ancestors. Okay. Glad that you're likely to scope this stuff out before you leave. Nomai technology brought back from space by our astronauts has been a great boon to our outer wild adventures, allowing us to modify expedition gear in exciting and useful ways. Dramatically reduce the number of scouts lost to the depths of space. Crystal was taken from a Nomai ruin on Brittle Hollow. To create a local gravity distortion. Try it out. Ha! It's pretty awesome. There's all kinds of little, like, physics-breaking sequences in this game so far, even just on this planet. I'm digging that. Anglerfish specimen was found attached to the landing gear of one of our ships that flew close to Dark Bramble. Huh. Wonderful. star is massive enough, it will continue to fuse carbon into even heavier elements like iron. Ultimately, the star will collapse under its own gravity and then explode in a violent event called a supernova. So one day it'll be the fate of our own sun. Star's core contracts, it gets hotter, causing the outer layers to expand. Okay, so we exist in a similar universe to our universe, even though we're on an alien world with very small worlds, maybe even like asteroid-style worlds nearby. The rules are pretty similar. Whoa. That's cool. The way you path through it. I think the most interesting thing you see is on one side, and you're probably just going to keep following what's in your vision from there. Dark Bramble. Scary anglerfish live there. Brittle Hollow. Love the names of these planets. Timber Hearth. Hourglass Twins. Ember Twin, Ash Twin. Oh, man. Don't think it's always necessarily 100% correct to use normal words for all of your names, but whenever people do it, it's great because it's easy to remember. I don't think I'll forget Giant's Deep. I'd probably forget, like, Harnumendor. Yeah. And, like, honestly, most of the made-up words that we have actually mean something. We think they're made up, but they have literal meanings in other languages, right? When you're thinking about English, most of our loanwords, you're like, read the literal meaning of the loanwords, like, oh, that just means Grand Canyon, or that just means big forest. So, given that these people aren't literally speaking English, the game is in English for the benefit of the player. Makes sense to translate it that way. I don't know what it has in common with Kerbal Space Program or Universe Sandbox. I'm enjoying it so far, though. Better equipped than ever to unravel the mysteries in the Nomai. I'll start with something small. I'm going to wing it. More sensible than most of our astronauts tend to be. The moon would be a safe place to travel to and get your bearings in space. I'm sure Esther would appreciate the visit. I love the way that they slow drip this setting to you, too. I'm ready to die in space. Get off the ground before Slate makes any more modifications to your ship. Okay. Oh, it's Morse style? Dash, dash, line, dash, dot, dot, line, dash, dot. A room I didn't see. That sounds like Kerbal is something we should probably play on stream at some point. Universe Sandbox I know about. My wife Andrea has worked with the developer. She did a astrophysics simulation in that for a presentation. Strange rock moving around in the grotto appears to react to conscious observation. The level-headed among us realize there must be some sort of optical illusion. Gabbro claims this rock exists in all possible states until it is observed. All agree the effect is extremely creepy. Oh, cool. Yeah. It's fun. I haven't seen a game play around superposition, even though it's a great place to do it. I mean, it's not really how it works, kind of, sort of how it works, but you could make a whole game about things that happen when the camera is not focused on it, right? Or things which only come into being when the camera turns to focus on it. Pretty great. Whoa. That was supposed to happen, right? Jim Jam. This is normal. Wow, looks like that precisely rewound everything that I just did. Hey, does that thing happen to everybody? Hello? Everything is fine. I wonder if that's like the equivalent of a save point or something. We'll find out. The statue looked at me and opened its eyes. So images from your own memories and glowing lights flying around. You mean like a hallucination? The statue is definitely weird. Hey, they're believing me. It drives me nuts in stories when characters encounter something weird and everyone is like intensely skeptical. Like, I'm skeptical in real life, but I don't know. I'd probably do the necessary, are you hallucinating, have you done drugs, or are you drunk? And then after a round of, no, I'm of sane mind. Yeah, I've heard of some horror, like multiplayer horror games where like the killer is able to teleport around and do things so long as the enemy players aren't looking explicitly at them. I was thinking about making an entire game around that superposition idea they were demoing with the rock. Yo. You know, into space and never coming back like Feldspar? It's pretty disturbing. Be really careful not to get lost. Okay. Enter the launch codes. What am I launching in? This is great. Oh, that's pretty flammable to me. The fact that it recorded, like, an image of everything I saw when I looked at the statue tells me there's some kind of time shenanigans in this game. Like, why would it bother doing that? Also, the stuff in the options menu about pausing time in certain sequences. Cool. View the ship log. I love how, like, rickety this ship looks. It's just made out of wood. Rumor mode. What's that? View rumor. I know my ruin somewhere on the Attlerock. Attlerock is the moon. Esker still stationed on the Attlerock. So is this information that I collected by walking around town? Oh, that's cool. I missed it. Was there any kind of in-game indicator after I talked to him that something was added to this guide here? I should talk to more people then. Statue's never opened its eyes before. Yeah, it's pretty great. Tied together with a rope. Oh, we got one of these little gravity crystals. Oxygen refill. Spot a tree, walk toward it, enjoy. Buckle up. Yo, I love the look of this game. Lift-off landing camera. Lift-off. Whoa. Whoa. Wow, the same mechanic is used for flying around off of your world as is used for being in your suit. I dig that. Attlerock. Gauge autopilot. Yeah, I'm impressed at the lack of loading. For sure. And I'm captured by the gravity, right? It's pretty awesome. I dig this. Imagine this is like the aha moment that you're supposed to have with this game to kind of get what it's all about. Oops. Did not mean to do that. I'm interested whether if like that's enough for it to count me as having landed. I think it is. That's cool. I like that it doesn't like go click, you landed and pop me out. It's just based on the physics of arriving there. Okay, I guess that explains. I'm trying to figure out earlier, like, why is this game hiccuping a little bit when I'm on max settings when I have a top of the line gaming machine with nothing else competing? I think it's just because it's actually rendering a lot of these things around you. Less simple than it looks, you know? This is probably why we have jumping like this. Okay. I was trying to figure out, like, why do you press and hold jump and then you only jump when releasing it? This is why. I love how small these worlds are. It's great. Okay, it always marks where my ship is. Whoa! I took some damage there. Marks the current gravity. Yeah, it's got to do some shenanigans to not consider everything at once when you're not looking at it. Oh, Dark Side of the Moon. That's cool. It's actually kind of terrifying, actually. Doesn't seem good. How does O2 and fuel refueling work in this game? I'm sure I'm going to find out soon enough, but like... If I just go back to my ship, do I get all my fuel and O2 back for free? Hey, trees detected. Oxygen tank refilled. That's cool. Yo! Rockville didn't tell me you were launching. Long time to see. It's been a while since I've seen anyone. Don't the other travelers come by? The lunar outpost saw more traffic back when her ships were less sophisticated and needed more frequent repairs. Dudes keep a set of eyes on things. When Church comes by to say, hi, I'm a Gabbro is Gabbro, and you know how Ryback feels about unnecessary spaceflight. I wonder if Mario Galaxy was at all an inspiration for this. I can't think of too many other products that are about teeny tiny planets all over the place. Did other travelers come by? Summer traffic. Oh, right, I just asked that, my bad. Thought maybe it was a follow-up question. Touch the ground control, Hornfells and Ghosten. Don't forget some up here, and they usually do. I launch my little scout at the village. They forget about you? You spy on us? Don't check in as often as the other travelers since I'm always in one place. It's not so bad up here, really. Seems lonely up here. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm making the same mistake. It looks like this menu doesn't change with questions that I ask. Probably, or actually definitely, it was me whistling. The other travelers carry instruments. Oh, so you can use the unique instrument to tell who you're spotting with the signal scope. That's pretty dope. I like that. North Pole is marked in red on your mini-map, but the Attlerock is a pretty small moon. Just go north, you can't miss it. What is this place? You're serious, aren't you? That's just depressing. Everybody used to bring their ships here all the time for repairs. Pure raising saplings from timber hearth and keeping an eye on things. I love how they've simplified, like, terraforming. It's really cool. Identified signal nearby. View map. It's not the same as the mini-map. Oh, the mini-map is a little red pole. Okay, that makes sense. Esker. Ah, so now it'll always show as Esker when I use this later. Super cool. Dig that very much indeed. Yeah, thanks for telling me about that. I wouldn't have known to shut that off. Someone on the sun. Just this is a great place for listening for people. Whoa, okay, gotta be a little bit more careful with my jumping. Outer Wilds Adventures, and I've got other frequencies I can switch to. Esker's Signal Scope log. Still not picking up Ryvik's banjo from Brittle Hollow. Sure they're fine, but I feel better once you can hear their music. Listen to Chert play for a while today. Someone should teleport if he and Ghost and their flirting is not subtle from an aerial perspective. Heard something strange. Probably nothing. Or it sounds exactly like Feldspar's harmonica, but Feldspar disappeared in space ages ago. Creepy. Nice. I like how you get quests in this game, if I'm understanding right. Okay, so I think I had some kind of scout launcher. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Scout. I can retrieve it freely. I see. That's cool. But it's subject to the gravity of the body that I'm on. Awesome. Now, with the signal scope, I can get green circles, but I can't do anything with the green circle until I actually visit that location and, like, talk to the person there, right? Twins. Alright, this is cool. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean that. Close enough to identify and log it. Shit. There's no, like, additional fuel usage for having the flashlight on, I assume, right? And 20 meters, okay. Sweet. Wonderful. Oh, that's what we're using the little gravity crystal for. Cool. Buckle up. Need to go back to Timber Hearth. I love how smooth the landing is. I really thought there was going to be like an official system to lock in. You just land. Pretty great. Let's try Brittle Hollow next. I see why it's called Brittle Hollow. Landing mode. Little bit trickier. Whoa, it has pretty high gravity. Oof. Everything's fine. Nothing is ruined. This is fine. It's fine. We're fine. This is fine. Okay, now that I have seen more of the core gameplay loop, I really like this game. Oh, going in the ship didn't... Oh god, there's a black hole in the center? Oh, that's really cool. I love how they've... I love the lensing effect around it. It's gonna kill me. I'm gonna fall in the black hole and die. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Don't cross the event horizon! Jetpack! Be better! That lensing effect is rad, though. Oh god, I'm so dead. Interesting. That was... It's very little, Now there's like a white hole on the other side. I like how there was no fanfare for me falling into a black hole. There's my ship. 22 kilometers is too far for me to reach with my current fuel rate. That's way too far. Okay. So I'm going to try poking my way back through the white hole here. Yeah, this is pretty great. I love how it just kind of happened. It's probably my favorite part about it. Maybe it only repels me. Maybe I can't fit back through it. They're all just things that fell into the hole. I don't know how to get more fuel yet. Thought it would be going in the ship. I'm gonna have to do a thing like throw my flashlight so I can get more distance, right? Using oxygen as propellant. Wonderful. Trying to jump over it. Oh, this thing's cool. What's this? Got like a translator thing, don't I? I don't think I have a ready button to use it, though. Let me double check my options for input. It's not language. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and die and see what happens. I'm guessing it's going to respawn me back at the statue. So I don't have a way out of here. And then the character died. Very cool. That looks like the language. That's cool, popping you back up. Now I wonder if I go talk to people and they're like, hey, you launching today? Did I just die? I'm sure you shouldn't sleep out under the stars the night before I launched. If you ask me, it'll make you a bit jumpy. I like that. So, like, other people have disappeared. This appears to be a unique ability of mine, likely tied to the statue that I interacted with. I dig that. Did I just die? Before you get grounded for medical reasons. Cool. That's a fun mechanic. You need to, like... I feel like you don't always have to explain why a character is able to respawn and have gameplay continue or why saving works, but if you can have a diegetic saving mechanism, that's pretty fun. I feel like a lot of games grow out of needing a diegetic save mechanism or something similar, right? Hold for lift off. You know, Kojima often needs to have mechanics that make sense in the game universe that aren't just abstractions, so there's a lot of stuff that happens in Metal Gear games just because he doesn't want to just say, it's a video game. I don't know what just got cleared. I'm trying to be blind for this game, though. If you'd like to discuss stuff that I haven't seen yet, if you type !hide before your message. then people in chat will be able to see it, but I will not. No worries, didn't see what got cleared. We're already here, right? And I can do landing view. Okay. Down thrust. I love the names of the twins. It's really cool. Oh god! Okay. Need to be a little bit better about that. Exit ship to repair. Landing camera damaged. Landing gear damaged. Got it. Remember, things have gravity. Any crash you walk away from is a good one, right? They already taught me about repairing earlier, so that's nice. Oops. Camera is super busted, though. Very nice. Someone's on the bridge between these twins. What even is the bridge? That looks like ghost matter, but I thought I wasn't supposed to be able to see ghost matter. So maybe it's not. Hey, thanks for the follow. This is fine. Yep, this is fine. That was a good idea. Now I'm gonna get launched into space. Okay, that uses a lot of fuel. Got it. Yeah, I'm fine that repairing it is trivial. They get the idea across, right? Signal scope. Somewhere inside here. I really like this, like, pseudo-realistic but still abstract take on tiny planets from Mario Galaxy. Alright, let me try putting this away. Ship's all the way over there. At Mario Galaxy by an astrophysicist. Okay, and that's where we're going. I feel like I've played a lot of games that, like, the cell is meant to be exploration. There's a lot of other loops, like gameplay loops happening where exploration's not the main thing that you're doing. Trees detected. Fantastic. Chert. Yo, what's up? It's you. Taking your first launch went well. Welcome to the Hourglass Twins. Mine the sand. What are you up to? So we update our star charts, and I'm out here observing. This is one of the best places in the solar system to spot astronomical events. I've actually seen a couple of supernovae today. Usually I'd be fortunate to see just one. Keep an eye or two on the stars, maybe you'll spot one yourself. I found something. Actually, never mind. How do I know if I've spotted a supernova? They look like extra bright stars with the naked eye, but if you zoom in with your signal scope, you can tell they're actually enormous explosions. Oh, that's cool. Documenting stars. Hornfels noticed our star charts are out of date, so they asked me to update them. No, I like it. It reminds me of Mass Effect in that respect, right? Where it's like they're trying to make a consistent set of rules, even though there's necessary hand-waving. Let's see if Andrea would be interested in playing this. She might dig it. Didn't realize realized Ben moved my camera. 1 second. Sorry. Self-consistent. Taking pictures of everything right here in my campsite. Are the pictures that you take with the little scout preserved? Do they do anything other than to tell you what the scout is seeing? Okay, I'm assuming you wouldn't turn one in for a quest, for example. Or temporary, okay. The answer lies underground. How dangerous is that big column of falling sand? On a scale of 1 to dead, I'd give it a 7 or 8. Now sand is swelling from ash twin to ember twin, but did you know the process eventually reverses? I'm not completely sure why the sand flows back and forth between the twins, but it seems to be a natural phenomenon. Check out the other twin once a little more sand drains off. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize it was sand. Nice. Alright, so try to use a signal scope here. It looks like an explosion. That one's having a much easier time escaping gravity, though, so that's nice. I found one. Never mind. Okay, cool. Refuel jetpack. So maybe that's the rule. There tends to be a refuel station that's near people playing their instruments around the different planets. One, he found 2. I'll have to play more of this game to kind of get what it's all about, but so far it's like it's exploration the game. Like that is the core gameplay loop. Explore for exploration's sake. You find some stuff occasionally. Chert. Alright, so this looks like Nomai Ruins, right? That should be words. Do I have the translatey thingy? I didn't see how I'm supposed to take it out, or does it only come out for context-sensitive reasons? Only it comes out for context-sensitive? Okay. Ow. Hey, we've got wire conveyance leading me somewhere. Let's follow the wire. Ghost matter detected nearby. Untranslated Nomai writing. Sunless city. Crash site caves. There's the sand. Yeah, this game is really cool. I really like the tone as well. Like, I feel like you can make a game like this and have it have a very like spooky or pessimistic tone, for lack of a better word. You could do a more survival-oriented, kind of horror-oriented... A game like Subnautica is a good example. Like, Subnautica is not necessarily extremely pessimistic, but it's a little dark. Kind of focuses on how exploration is scary. This one is optimistic in a cool way. Passage leads to breathable air. Refill your supply tank there. We cannot tell how far or deep these tunnels may wind, but do not linger as the area is exposed to the heat of this alien sun. Yeah, I think all of the names of the characters are different minerals, right? Refill your air supply tank and return quickly. So we know that the ancients, the Nomai, are not from the solar system either. It sounds like. Emergency escape hatch. Keep moving, friend. There's nothing of interest in this passage but rocks. Oh, like they reply with add-on spirals. Do not follow this tunnel to its end. Examine the horror that lies at its terminus later, provided we live through this. Oh, that's wonderful. Terrifying, but wonderful. Can I use the scout to read writing? I cannot. Okay. I have to find another way to get in there. Thing was presumably alive before. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Oh, they stop glowing once you've read them. I dig that. For you to keep track of where you have and haven't been. Translates. Found an enormous cavern at the end of this passage that appears promising. I believe you should construct long-term shelter there. Wise choice for shelter. Mark directions for the others to follow. This is the start of the path to the shelter site. I've left directions to guide you there. The pathway there is filling with sand. Do not allow yourself to be buried by sand and make sure no one is lost. Oh, this place is already filling with sand. Huh. I see. It's pretty... just a little distressing. Then I get crushed to death by the sand. This game's great. I dig it so far. But I keep all the little translations I did. Alright. Let's try that again. Though the first time someone calls you out, it's like, you were dead, and now it's like, okay, you get it now. We don't need to bring it up again. Cool. Yeah, so far the tone of this game feels like an optimistic Subnautica, and I really like Subnautica. Giant Steve, that's the water planet. Let's go give it a try. Which one's your favorite sound? Landing mode. Careful with the down thrust this time, right? Oh, that's cool. You fall through the atmosphere? Oh, wow. This game is awesome. I'm so glad that it's authored content, too, right? I feel like if this was a procedurally generated universe, it would be so much less interesting to explore. I really, really like that about Subnautica, too, that Subnautica was authored. Whoa, this place is gnarly. Okay, I'm a little terrified, just because I have fairly severe thalassophobia. But let's see what happens. I don't think I've dropped any frames today. Is anyone else getting any issues? I think the implication is that you're so close to the ceiling that you can't breathe anymore, basically. Okay, so the current is what keeps me from diving too far under the water, right? Gotcha. Probably should have landed on those little islands in the middle of the ocean. Oh well. Cool. Oh man, wow. I'm trying to think of other games I've played that have had this heavy of an exploration focus. Usually there's a bunch of other gameplay loops running at the same time. Like, you could argue something like Breath of the Wild or Skyrim, but there's a lot more going on in those games, I think, than just explore the landscape. Yeah, No Man's Sky is procedural generation. See, maybe here in one piece. The first solo launch is a doozy, isn't it? Oh god, are we about to die? He's fine. What just happened? Did this island just get launched into space? You doing okay, buddy? I am 1,000 meters away from... Oh, wow. It just launched us into the... Oh, that's so cool. I kind of love that this game is willing to have things happen, because that's the physics of what's supposed to happen, and it doesn't like pause to have somebody pop up and say, oh my gosh, you're being floated into the air. You're just in first person view trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. That was great. You watch the cycle for so long it's hard to hypnotize you. Yeah, he's pretty chill. What are you doing out here? What are any of us doing here, really? Outer space gives you room to think. It's quiet and peaceful. Sometimes a cycle comes by and lifts my little island paradise clean out of the water, then less peaceful. Or should I explore on Giant's Deep? At the start of every time loop, I kept seeing a bright flash in the sky at the start of every loop. Oh. So someone else is aware of the loops? I wonder if there's someone else I could have talked to that would have been aware of it too. Been to Statue Island. That's where I've been calling it, seeing it's the island where I found the glowing device statue. Get it? So on the beach, on Statue Island, where the whole glowy business happened, by the way. It's a nice beach for that kind of thing. I give it a solid 7 out of 10 on the Gabbro relaxation scale. The 2 islands connected by a natural rock arch. Okay. Oh, so he revealed that he's also been affected by the time loop and he's aware of it? That's too bad that I missed it. So what all does he say? He saw a statue, and the statue got him to loop every time, Groundhog Day style. What's up with this planet? I know, right? Oh, you meant like tell you more about it? Gotcha. Okay, got it. And I assume my my character was probably surprised. But now I'm not the only one affected by it. So I guess I technically could have found him before I died and triggered the time loop for the first time. If you get picked up, try to land in water. Less likely to kill you. Where's your ship? That's a good question. It's definitely on this planet somewhere. Contacted Timberheart, they didn't believe him. Okay. So, did he confirm that the time loop works the same for him, that when he dies, he respawns at the beginning of a Groundhog Day? I guess I haven't yet learned, and maybe don't reveal this unless if Gabbro revealed this, whether after a set amount of time loops anyway, independent of whether I get killed or not. Okay, gravity on this island is high. Got it. Ghost matter nearby. Okay. Ghost matter appears to be the game's way of making a wide range of space to explore, but which is ultimately limited and has boundaries. You can't walk through those areas. I'm guessing like the edges of the galaxy are filled with ghost matter. Dialogue depends on specific experiences. Okay, gotcha. Time to get back to my ship. We'll try to find these connecting islands at the bridge. Yeah, once this game wins the vote, I think it's gotta... Whoa. I think that's just an island. It's okay. God, I hope that's just an island. No me gusta. I don't need to put on the heart rate monitor just for this planet. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. He probably had a fuel refill. Is there a refill tank in my ship too? Or generally only at... Okay, never mind. There we go. Asked and answered, Your Honor. Buckle up. Watch out for the crazy cyclones. Islands are getting tossed around, which is very cool. Wonderful. Got it. So we've already established this color kind of means gravity field. Holding my ship down. Very cool. Oh, it was a pressure plate for a second. I was like, whoa. Pick up scroll. So the scroll is something I could potentially bring to the guy on this planet? Oh, okay, never mind. Finished building the final orbital probe cannon module and already descended into orbit around Giant's Deep for assembly. Next step will be to send Privet up to the orbital probe cannon to install the probe tracking system. To all my friends here at the construction yard, my gratitude for your tireless work. I'd given up hope. I truly believe this cannon may actually succeed where their attempts have not. Going gelatin on a slove? Delighted by your words, but they're atypical for you. However, half as gooey as Mallow and Avens behave together, Daz. You know me. Watching me or in the orbital probe cannon. Nice. I know my brother Avens and his spouse, and one wants to probe with as much power as possible. Suppose we give Avens and Mallow slightly lower maximum power setting than the absolute maximum possible to create room for their enthusiasm. That's cool. You can like project the text on the scroll onto a wall here, and it's pretty awesome. So just so I'm not like wasting, I'm guessing I can only carry one object at a time. Whoa, that's cool. Okay, right on. Guess I've seen this symbol in the landing sites. Maybe that's what that means. My question was going to be, would there be any value of me bringing this scroll to the guy on the planet? Or is the main purpose of it to put it in this wall and read it, and then I've done what I can with it and can set it down? It's pretty great. Okay, so bringing it to Gabbro won't necessarily do anything. Gnarly. This game is pretty wild. It's like a lot of it is figuring out what's happening in your first-person perspective. Is this game VR by any chance? That's cool. Long-range probe successfully launched from the orbital probe cannon. Miss-like. Control module projection stone. Bad news, Evans. Oh, this one's a different color. Yarrow says there's a problem with the proposed power source. The orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. Pulling my locomotive limb here in Cassava because it has 2 branches. Trevor and Mal, they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I remain at the construction yard. Sure, but no, they aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on an indefinite hiatus. Mallow and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. Alright, so both orange texts are from the same person. Okay. All 3 are purple from the same person in this case. Oh, wow. Whoa. That was neat. Big oops. Get back on the thing. Don't walk off the ledge. God, gravity here is too high. Alright, hold up. Yeah. There's probably a bigger reason why my wife would enjoy this game. She really, really likes Myst. I'll put this thing in one more time. I see. So, possibly this thing used to be in space? lost control of the camera. Now I'm underwater. Alright, so I have to be standing on this goop to be able to look around, I think is the rule. This thing used to be in space, orbiting Giant's Deep, and now it's not. I think I understand what's happening now. That's cool. So will there ever be a reason for me to take a thing like this control stone and give it to an NPC that's on that planet? Since we met another character earlier that mentioned bringing them something to show them. No? Okay. I don't need to stress about carrying this off-world with me. Pretty cool. Knowledge on objects. Okay, so if I've been here, I might be able to talk to them about the things that I read and saw. I don't necessarily need to have this thing on me for that to work. Gotcha. Oops. I think I was playing a first-person game recently where I used R1 to sprint. That's why I keep doing that. Fuel. Yeah, I'm excited for this to win the vote. I'm enjoying it very much so far. It seems like it's bigger than 18 hours. I guess we'll see when we go to play it. That's where the dude is. We're gonna find one that has an arch. They're pretty scary. There's our island. Hold up. Oh geez. Okay, that happened. It's okay, everything's fine. Find it again. It got launched somewhere. There it is. That's so cool. Like, it's a fun little abstraction. Oh god. Hey, thank you. Gravity lander thingies. Everything's great. This is wonderful. They wanted me to use the booster to clear that, I think. But it makes sense this place has a lot of gravity, because I think it's the largest planet that I've been to yet in the solar system. I guess it could be really dense and have a lot of mass, but be smaller. I see. Very cool. Now, I missed this earlier. Do all of these Explorer astronauts have a translator, or is this special to my character that they've just developed this thing and I'm one of the first people to have one? Whoops. Statue workshop. Oh, it's one of those creepy statues. Probably looked at my friend. Cool. Pretty good conveyance. I love that they taught you how to use these in the little museum. That's exciting. Trees detected. The idea of just running into trees and refilling your oxygen is great. I like that more than having to like put oxygen refueling stations all over every planet. It's basically that, but it's a little bit more flavorful, which I enjoy. Some music. Also a really, really big fan, I mentioned earlier, of having all the different NPCs have a different instrument that they play and detect them from anywhere. It's awesome. I'm gonna test the memory statues tonight. Flock says it could be dangerous, so we can't come. We can't use the door. Snuck in the other way. Does anyone want to? Specifically told us not to do that. They want to see the test too, Lammy, but that's a huge risk to take. Probably shouldn't. Fox will let us see a later test. Oh, interesting. So, how does launching scouts through areas work? Hey, thanks for the host, SWAT-Cat. How you been? Been a while. Can scouts always travel through most surfaces? Like, will they get stuck on a wall here? Or is it just because the game is prompting me to launch one that I know that it can work here? I know there's likely something down there. You can see through it, you can launch a scout through it. Okay, thank you. That's helpful. Whoa. That's scary. Oh. Well, that answers my question earlier about the whole time loop idea. I'm guessing I didn't get close enough to see what was happening, but my guess is the star goes supernova. So it's like Mario Galaxy, Majora's Mask, Mist. That's pretty awesome. But I keep all my knowledge in scans from each loop. Cool. Oh, what are you playing for Evo, SWAT-Cat? Not an easy game to describe. I like that, though. I feel like, especially with Western developers, it seems really common for Western devs to make games in that way, to be like, oh, it's like Castlevania, but with this thing. You get a lot of Japanese devs that do just completely ridiculous, over-the-top, wild stuff like Katamari Damacy that are basically impossible to classify. We'll use that in the games. Oh, I don't think we want to mess around with Brittle Hollow yet. What are my other options? Places I haven't been. Dark Bramble. Oh. Good luck, SWAT-Cat. In the game spreadsheet, if a game is difficult to classify by its genre, I'll just call it by what it is. I think that's what we'll do with this one. When it goes on the game spreadsheet, and maybe I'll update the title on the voting spreadsheet and just call it Outer Wilds. Whatever this is. It's fun. I like it. Usually, knowing nothing about a game and not even reading the description is fun and a boon. And in this case, that's definitely been the case. Yeah, I think Katamari we just called Katamari, Nier we just called Nier as the genre name. Not really anything else you can compare it to. Some games are more explicit about that than others. Do I need to check the log for the stuff I've already done? That's cool. That'll be very helpful if we're playing this game with long jumps. This is Raker's sub-block, but it'll be a while before it wins the vote and gets played again, so I'll have this to at least summarize where I've already been. I like that the game, given that it's so exploration focused, that it has an in-game journal system that's really, really helpful. Opening is only big enough for my scout. So I know I did something significant whenever I see ship log updated, right? Promising long-term shelter site at the end of the passages beneath the escape pod. Chert thinks the lack of surface ruins means the nomad must have lived somewhere underground. The trail marker for the sunless city, but the path is blocked. Usually a high number of supernova lately. I think that's what's happening here, is our stars going supernova. I finished building the final module for the orbital probe cannon and sent it into orbit around Giants Deep. No worries. Thanks for the host, SWAT. Have a nice evening. My projection pool and saw the interior of a space station in orbit around Giants Deep. Gabbro sees a bright flash in the sky at the start of every loop. Something must be happening in orbit around Giants Deep. Let's see if I can talks about Gabbro. Oh, I can mark locations on my HUD. Useful. My children debated bypassing the statue workshop store and sneaking in via alternate, more dangerous route. Maybe this is what killed them. Yeah. Rerun system. If you're an affiliate, you can upload VODs, or you can also rerun highlights. And then on your dashboard on the far right, there's a thing that says premieres and reruns, so you can select any of the VODs you've uploaded or any of your past broadcasts or highlights and rerun them at your leisure. Oh, I didn't put my suit on. Didn't know what that sound was. Whoops. Da-da-da. Now I know. Usually I have more. Now I'll remember next time. Look at all the memories from this mission. That one time that I read the log and then choked to death on a planet without my suit. Cause of death was stupid. I think I had just been throwing it on because I happened to be facing it whenever I got on the ship. I forgot that it's a thing that I have to manually equip. That's fair. They give you enough time to get back in your ship and equip it once you recognize the sound, now that I know that it's there. Makes perfect sense. I remember went to this little moon over here. Yeah. Do it once, that's fine. You should have learned your lesson by now. Great. We went a little bit too fast. Okay, where'd it go? Is it directly below me? Whoa. Okay, no, I super lost it. Let's try that again. I'm not sure what got cleared, but if you're chatting, I'm new to this game and I'm trying to be as blind as possible. You can type !hide before your message. Say something to chat without me seeing it, and if you're not sure if something's kosher to share, you can discuss it and !hide first, and if everyone is on board with sharing it, then knock yourself out. But no worries, it happens. Everybody's definition of what is a spoiler is different. It's this. Oh, it's just dark bramble. Okay. Huh. Guess it's gone. At some point we have to just fly directly into the sun, right? Seems like a wonderful idea. What if the sun is fake? Well, we didn't actually finish exploring Dark Bramble. Let's give it a try. Hey, I've got this time loop thing. Just a guy with a really powerful flashlight, right? It appears to have gravity, though, so... I wonder what the lensing effect on that black hole in the Brittle Hollow, like, how much of that is it's just really easy to model lensing in your lighting engine? Like, I wonder how much of it's hard-coded and how much of it's just set the lighting to reflect in this way around it. And it happens to look good. Alright, let's land. Choosing a frame buffer trick. Custom shader. That's cool. Yeah, land on the sun when it's nighttime, so it's not too hot. Thanks, cold sauce. Hot tips. Alright, I've got my suit on this time. Hooray. Let's do that before. Oh, I guess I did actually. Right on. Put away. I should see if there's one here, right? 827 meters. Let's see if I can get closer to that with the ship rather than fly all the way there. I love that you have about 20 minutes or so on the Timber Hearth planet. Because you get stuff like when you jump, press jump and then release. Like, that's weird. Why would they have, why is that how I jump? Now I understand. Freaky deaky. It's a bit closer. Sorry. Headlights damaged. Okay. I love how they have sounds to guide you to where you have to repair stuff. There's a lot of stuff in this game that I feel only works because of quality of life, things like that. Oops. So I gotta fix the headlights, right? What a wonderful landing. Okay, this is fine. This is fine, everything's fine. Oh, let's just jump in there. This doesn't end well for everyone. The anglerfish live? Just a teensy little bit of gravity. That's kind of cool. Looks like I went through like a portal or something. I'm also traveling crazy fast. This is so cool. This is extremely my shit. Do I have my suit on? This is some it shit, right? Going towards the lights. It's actually a giant spider monster. Cool. Patch suit puncture. Oh, I see. I was punctured by this thing. Really hard to get close to it, though. Now, am I not able to do anything with this at the moment? Do I need to have different tools, maybe? It's kind of creepy. I've just been flying towards the sound, and now I'm creeped out. Okay. Just so I know and I don't spend a ton of time here, is there anything I can do here? Like, I think I already got a ship log entry for being here, right? Creepy. There's something I can do here now. Duplicate signal. What? Oh, no way. Ha! That's fantastic. That's so cool. Error duplicate signal. Good signal. Okay, I'm gonna run out of fuel, but I have ideas for next time. Later, SWAT. Oh, it's an anglerfish mouth. Whoa. Hey, thanks for subscribing to the channel. Gnarly. Whoa, so gnarly. Oh, this is super cool. Feldspar has been missing. Awesome.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
That's phenomenal. That's the sound of harmonica we've been hearing, right? No one's come in here in, well, ever, actually. Actually, the second Hearthian to ever reach Dark Bramble. You an astronaut? You haven't blown yourself up yet. Good for you. Feldspar, you're alive. This is so rad. Camping out here as my ship crashed violently. The greatest pilot in Hearthian history. I've lived in polite society for a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and assume that wasn't sarcasm. Just finished exploring the core of Giant Steve, and I wanted to try my hand at Dark Bramble, seeing as no one had been before. Getting around the Dark Bramble is easy. Once you've dodged one massive interdimensional vine bristling with thorns, you've dodged them all. After a while, I ran into a huge anglerfish. Big gnarly things. Pull a few stones, try to shake the thing off, nothing too fancy. It's going full speed when the fish clips me. Oh, wow. Camped out. Here where I crashed at first. I found the skeleton later. Great find. Stupid not to use it. Moved my setup over here and planted my emergency tree seeds. Been here ever since. I wonder there are so many stories about you back home. Fire's not going anywhere. Found something. Where should I explore here? That's a spirit. Space is weird here, intensely. By throwing your probe in one of those weird seeds. Yeah, I like how when you throw the thing, it duplicates the signal. That's so cool. Probe track will tell you the probe is in two places at once, so I don't think that's wrong exactly, because space doesn't work right in here. Seed looks small, but inside it's bigger. Theory is space in dark bramble kind of expands as you go through each sphere. I see. So that might be part of why you travel so much faster. Reach the core of Giant's Deep? How'd you do it? I tell you how it feels like cheating. On a completely unrelated note, I'm sure it was a big hollow vine my ship crashed into. Oh. Interesting. That's so cool. Okay. This is great because it feels like a secret, but you're supposed to find it, right? Where's your ship? What happened to the anglerfish? It's been chewing on the vine and eating the seed. The seed grew and grew in the poor fish's stomach until this happened. Gross, huh? Yeah, I see why y'all are like, I should play this game. I get it. It's cool. I feel like 2 hours is a perfect amount of time, too, for me to get to the click moment, right? Cool. Refuel jetpack. I see it, and I've got gravity there because he's got the little stone with him. I tried to just sample each of the planets, so I have an idea of where to look next session. This thing's pretty big. Giant anglerfish. Makes perfect sense. Nothing strange about it. Okay, got it. Don't try to fix up his ship. This place is crazy. It's pretty spooky, too. Guess I could maybe bring my ship in here with him. Yeah, it's on the Epic Games Store. It's not too expensive. So I can get back to the little camp and refill my juice really quick. So I know this is a bit of a spoiler, but it will aid with my playstyle going forward. Does this game have progression upgrades? Like, can I do things that permanently allow me to get places I couldn't get to before, or is there only upgrades in the sense that you can acquire knowledge that unlocks new quests and points you in new directions? Knowledge, okay. But if I knew everything about this game, I could go basically everywhere right at the start. I like that. I mean, I'm a big fan of progression upgrades, and Metroidvanias are one of my favorite genres, but I feel like that's part of what makes this such an exploration-focused title. It doesn't have a lot of other core gameplay loops stacked on top of it. Well, that was bad. Fell a little bit too hard. I feel like a lot of cool stuff, like you could make a place that's really twisty and difficult to find your way out of because the player will eventually die and respawn. Like it's interesting to think that the Majora's Mask thing is kind of necessary for this game to work as well as it does. It's fun because you can think about it like maybe they just came up with that because they liked the concept. Maybe it was a flavor concept before it was a useful mechanical one. But it works in both ways. The ship's a death trap, right? You're lucky I'm in a time loop, otherwise I'd be super dead. Okay. We're almost at time. I'm just going to quickly review the ship log. And we'll take a short break before we switch to Mario Maker. Equip the suit. Ship log. It's impossible to die on Timber Hearth before the statue scans you, I assume, right? Feldspar's alive. They crashed her ship and is now camping inside a huge anglerfish skeleton. Feldspar doesn't think my scout tracker is wrong when it says my scout's in 2 places at once. They have a theory that space doesn't work the same inside Dark Bramble. Okay, thanks, Six Gun. I could have died to the ghost matter there. Does the game just start over if that happens? Let's run into the secret to reaching the core of Giant Sea lies at the end of the Hollow Vine. Hey, thanks, Burner. Appreciate that. Town of the English was built on a flickering light in the fog, which is what I was heading to, but then I died. I really like the way they connect all of these on here too. This is a great way to do a journal.
Super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
So things that have a question mark resolve into an image once I've done everything I can with that. Is that a way to think about that or no? Oh, and in this case, there was a little exclamation point because there was new information there, right? Game doesn't save until you die once after the statue's in. Is it like Majora's Mask? Is the game only saving whenever I die and it loops? There's a star, you aren't done with it. Ah, thank you. There's more to explore here. Thank you, game. Really appreciate that. I think that's like one of my core stressors in these sorts of games, of not knowing whether I've finished something. So it'll be one of the main questions I'll probably end up asking. Saves interview, make a log entry. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Raker, for putting this on your subblock and getting it on the voting spreadsheet. I think a couple people have tagged it, so it should get some discounts once the tag system goes live here soon. I'm going to take a short break to set up Mario Maker 2, and this game will definitely return. I think that there's enough people interested in it that I think I will win the vote, and we'll see it played to completion. Back in a bit.